Hello my friend, this is Amner Hunter from amnerhunter.com. Happy to spend some time with you on this video. This time around I want to share with you a couple of new free VSTs and also share with you a couple of interesting deals in music production tools. The first freebie on the list, it's the new plugin by Witchpig. This one is called SPX Nevermore. The next freebie on the list, it's the new instrument by Patent Sounds with Beats. It's called ScratchPad. Moving on with the deals of this list, this cool synthesizer by the company Sherry Audio, the DCO106. It has a 36% off at ADSR. Also, I want to share with you and show you how to use clippers with this very simplistic clipper by the company Black Salt Audio that currently has a 40% off. As usual, I will leave you all of the applicable and downloadable links, and of course I will leave you timestamps in case you want to move around between the mini segments of the video. Before we begin, I'd like to invite you quickly to my website amnerhunter.com, where I have some additional freebies for you. You can get some free PDF guides and ebooks for music producers and guitar players, such as the guide on how to make more music in less time, also how to mix a song using only free plugins, and about productivity in your home studio. Additionally, I have some tools such as some collections of guitar impulses, a drum sample pack for rock and metal, among other utilities. And finally, don't forget to check out the blog or this channel, which I'm updating weekly with tons of free content. So now let's get straight to the video. The first free plugin in the list, it's by Tom Kute or Witchpig. This plugin, it's a recreation of a 90s Yamaha rock effect. It will give you a type of chorus flanging effect that is very famous because it was used on the bass sound for Nirvana's Nevermind album, and also Zakk Wylde used this effect for the guitars on the legendary Ozzy Osbourne's album No More Tears. This plugin can be used in a variety of instruments, of course, on synthesizers. It can be used on guitars, rhythm and lead guitars, vocals as well. It sounds great, to be honest. The original unit was very noisy, so the developer implemented that on this plugin. You can use it as clean to avoid the noise, and the original unit was also 12-bit, but you can use it also a 24-bit for more audio quality, of course. It has usual controls and a modulation effect, such as depth, rate, and mix. It has also some very cool presets to choose from. Let's take a listen to this effect. The next free VST in the list, it's the new instrument by Patent Sounds in partnership with Beats. This plugin, it's called ScratchPad, and it's a very cool lo-fi vibe type of instrument that will give you different sounds of bass, keys, leads, some cool pads, and also some textures that you can add with a simple knob to add the tape noise, rain noise, or vinyl noise. These are the three generators. Besides that, you have some other controls to shape the sounds, such as the reverb, size, mix, and width. Then you have the ADSR control for the attack of the signal, the decay, sustain, and the release. You have here also the lo-fi controls to add chorusing effect, trash, which means a little bit of saturation and distortion to the signal, and the wobble effect. Let's listen to some audio examples based on some of the presets that we have here. Let's move on with the paid plugins of this list. We have this cool synthesizer by the company Sherry Audio. This is the DCO106, a polyphonic synthesizer that includes many presets for different type of sounds, ARP, bass, brass, keyboards, leads, organs, pads, sound effects, strings, and more. This plugin has a deal currently at ADSR. In case you want to check it out, let's take a quick look at some of the features and sections of this instrument. First, you have the low frequency oscillator here. This is another oscillator that it's based on the legendary Juno synthesizer. Then you have a high pass filter with one control. A BCF is a low pass filter. So you're gonna be removing some high frequencies, and you have also controls over the envelope, low frequency oscillator, keyboard, and velocity as well. The VCA, it's a compressor, and you can use it also as a gate. The envelope, here you have the different parts of the signal such as attack, decay, sustain, or release. With the benders you have in one section controls over the DCO, the BCF, and BCA. Then you have the voice assign. You have up to 16 voices. Then you have the arpeggiator or sequencer. It is worth mentioning that you can sync a lot of these sections to your song's BPM. Then you have the chorus effect, very cool. The delay, which you can sync as well, and then the reverb, the master, and the tuning as well. You can start by using the presets that are very carefully crafted. You're gonna love them. Let's listen to some audio examples of some of these presets. Last but not least, we have this awesome clipper by the company Black Salt Audio. What I love about this clipper, it's that it's very simple, very straightforward. You just have one control, and I love the simplicity of it. Also, I love the sound, the saturation that it adds when you are kind of crushing the signal with this. So basically, the clipper, it's a little bit different than a limiter. The signal will not pass through the ceiling or threshold that you set here, but you're not gonna be increasing the loudness as in a limiter. With the clipper, you're just gonna be controlling the peaks or the overall signal's dynamic to the point of destroying the dynamics or just controlling the peaks. Let me give you some practical uses of a clipper plugin like this, which has become one of my favorites. So basically, for instance, on drums, you have the drum boss, for instance, and you can basically start clipping the signal. Okay, so this audio that you see here, it's being clipped, but listen how the impact of the drums, it's still there. So basically you are saving a ton of headroom that will allow you to have more space to add stuff or even loudness to the drums. You can pump up the volume of the drums and it's gonna be controlled. It's not gonna pass through this ceiling or threshold. And then you start going into saturation territory, right? It starts to saturate. If that's what you're looking for, it's okay. But basically, I use it all the time, clipping at the end of the signal chain in a drum bus, for instance, or individual channels like the snare or something, where you just want to control the peaks, but you're not gonna lose impact. You still have that spike, that initial transient, but you're saving a ton of headroom. The snare is not gonna be jumping all over the place and interfering with other instruments. I suggest you use a clipper after a compressor. For instance, you first compress the signal, and then you can use the clipper to control even further the dynamics in a more aggressive or soft way. Even here, you still have the impact of the snare. Clipping, it's one of the secrets to louder mixes because you control all of this information that you have here and you're gonna save a ton of headroom. For instance, let's check out this full mix. Right? You are not losing impact and you're controlling the dynamics and the peaks mostly. Check out this meter here, 1.8 minus 6.7. So you are saving like 5 decibels of dynamics right there. And you are not losing impact. That's what's very important to use clippers, I believe. After a clipper, at the end of the chain, you can use a limiter to increase the loudness, right? And still retain dynamics, impact, punch, but with a very controlled signal. Please let me know down below in the comment section, my friend, what do you think about these freebies? What do you think of the paid ones? Are you looking forward to try one of these? Let me know your comments. I will be very interested to know your opinions. And before we go, I'd like to invite you quickly to my website, amnorhunter.com, where I have some additional freebies. You can get some free PDF guides and ebooks for music producers and guitar players. Also, I have some tools such as some collections of guitar impulses, a drum sample pack, among other utilities. And finally, don't forget to check out the blog or this channel, which I'm updating weekly with tons of free content. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it very much. I will see you very soon in the next one. All right? Take care.